time for the panel now. Our political commentator Trish Sherson and Newshub national correspondent Patrick Gower with us live this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's start with that poll from last night, the Newshub poll. Paddy, what are your thoughts on it? I mean, Jacinda Ardern, for, whatever you want to say about her, she's still riding high, all things considered.
Yeah, remarkable in some ways, isn't it, to be so high? And I mean, a slam dunk. If that was an election today, it would be Labor and the Greens back in the Parliament down the road here, passing whatever laws and policies they wanted, and Jacinda Ardern pretty much with full power. And considering, those decisions around the Auckland lockdown and to actually mandate vaccinations are some of the biggest, most controversial decisions a New Zealand Prime Minister will ever make, just goes to show one thing in my mind. Yes, there's a lot of noise out there, a lot of polarisation against Jacinda Ardern, but there's a whole lot of people in this country, Ryan, that have got through this pandemic with 2 pretty short lockdowns and are now staring down what might be the final act of it with a booster shot in their arm, and they're quite thankful for Jacinda Ardern, is what that poll shows me.
Trish, what does the poll say to you?
Yeah, I think it's definitely good for Labor, but I don't think they can rest on their laurels. I mean, your interview this morning illustrated the biggest problem that the Prime Minister has now got. 95% of your interview was about the scandal that is the rapid antigen testing or lack of them in New Zealand. And there's any number of issues now that whenever you get the Prime Minister on, that's what she's going to be facing is those kind of scandals and trying to sort of dance around them. So, the old saying in New Zealand politics is being the opposition leader is the worst job in politics. I don't think that's the case this year. Actually, I think being the Prime Minister is going to be really tough. And this is one poll, but others this year have shown a different trend. So I'm really excited about this year in terms of politics. I think it's actually game on.
You're like a...
Yeah, I mean, I looked at that interview with the Prime Minister, Ryan, and I just thought it was bizarre. I mean, the question around those rapid antigen tests is, where the hell are they? Why don't we have them now? Why haven't you taken one this morning before you've gone in there? Why haven't I taken one in there? I mean, the fact that these aren't in the country and aren't actually in use is just bizarre. And to see the Prime Minister talking round and round in circles like that, you do wonder where that approval rating has come from. Now, I watched Jenna Lynch's report last night, just to pick up on what Trish is saying. I have never seen an opposition leader make such a smooth start to the job as Christopher Luxon. He is miles ahead of where John Key was, and I was covering him at this very point. Key was geeky, people were suspicious of him, he did not look ready. Luxon looks much better, and if you saw Jenna's report last night, rowing a waka in to Takapuna Beach, towing a little old lady.
Saving
I have
grandma.
never seen anyone with a knack for a grandma
Saving
even.
grandma.
Could you get anything more symbolic for what the National Party needs to do? And yeah, he could have a great year, that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. The start, as you say, very, very shiny start. Shiny as his bald head, you might say. Christopher Luxon, but does have a long way to go. That's the thing. It's largely untested in the role, so there's water still to go under that bridge. But as you say, a very, very good start, good outing for him. All right, let's move on and talk about Te Reo Māori in schools. So Meng Foon, who's the Race Relations Commissioner, he's come out and said, if we want to improve race relations in New Zealand, then what we need to do is actually make it compulsory in schools for children to learn Te Reo Māori. Not Mandarin, not anything else, but Te Reo Māori. What do you think, Trish?
I think that learning a second language is just as important as basic literacy and numeracy. In fact, it leads right into that to Mel's points earlier this morning. I mean, all of the research shows that kids who learn a second language at a very young age, it opens up all those neural pathways for them. The other big point that someone made to me here this morning is that it's not just about learning Te Reo, but within the learning of the language is a learning of the culture and a bringing together and an understanding. I think the time for it is right in New Zealand. I mean, I think the word compulsory, as always, is going to be divisive, and there's been a lot of people over the years who always sort of scoff at the idea that Te Reo is a taonga, that it's a treasure that we should really look after in New Zealand. Look, when I was at high school back in the mid to late 80s, we had Te Reo compulsory for the first 2 years of high school, and what an absolute gift that was as you go through then into the rest of your life. It's fantastic.
Paddy, what do you think? Are you with Trish on this one?
Yeah, a big mene to that, because like Trish says, look, bring it in. Open up the neural pathways. Give all our kids a second language, which makes it so much easier to learn a third, but actually bring our culture to life and learn this language that is all around us. Core subject, compulsory subject, call it what you like. We're actually only even bringing in New Zealand history to our children right now. That is pathetic. Bring the language in. We don't have the teachers right now. Build it. They will come. Build the teachers around it. Get it done. Mene to compulsory te reo Māori in New Zealand.
All right, guys.
And I think there's another point, and this is on a slightly personal note, but as having a mum with kids who have Māori heritage, it's very hard to watch them try to find their place in the world because of how divisive we can still be around it. So I actually think for all of those kids out there who have got a beautiful whakapapa that maybe they don't know about or they're looking to discover, this will be a fantastic way to really awhi them through that journey.
Brilliant. Trish, thank you very much for that. Trish Sherson with us this morning, Newshub National correspondent Petra Gower. It's interesting because, you know, you agree with everything that they are saying, but I still think it should be up to the individual and up to families to make their own decisions about what language they want to learn, because they could have a Chinese heritage, they could have Indian heritage, whatever. There should be options.
If you don't make it compulsory, then you lose the benefits of everyone being able to speak it together.